Hello, my name is Hugo Ramos. I'm here today with Ricardo Serpa, HR Adventure Tours Director, to talk about making your motorcycle dreams come true. Ricardo, moving on south, I know that to our next country where you have the tours, you actually use Spain as a departure and arrival point, Morocco.
Yes, Hugo. We have Morocco on the map, two offers there. It's been a pleasure to ride in Morocco, to explore the country, to get to know it. It's a country that has been on a rider's map for a few years now, and for a reason, and a very good reason. Actually, a few reasons. A combination of fantastic roads, really unique perspectives, things that you only get to see in the north of Africa, and more specifically Morocco, a very, very intense culture and history. And the way to do it is we start the tours, both departures, from Malaga
In the southern Spain.
in the south of Spain. So we go from Malaga to Tarifa, about a 2 hours ride on the Costa del Sol. And that's where we board the ferry, 1 hour. And then we are in Tangier, the northern tip of Morocco. And it's very interesting, Hugo, to see we are very close to Spain. And in 1 hour, you are transported from Europe to North Africa and a totally different environment.
So you change not only the country, but you change the continent, and you kind of open the gates of adventure for a lot of European riders, not only but throughout the everyone who want to enjoy riding in North Africa.
Yes, and it's very accessible, right? It's something I will never forget. Whenever I take the ferry and I set foot in Morocco, you feel, wow, this is totally different. It's a very friendly place. People want to show to foreigners their culture, their way of life, totally different from what we are used to. And the first tour, which is called the Full Moroccan Experience, 15 days tour, about 3,100 kilometers, 2,000 miles, was designed exactly to showcase a little bit of most everything the country has to offer. So we start in Tangier, and we go down south alongside the coast to Casablanca. We pass through Rabat, the capital, beautiful, beautiful, well-kept city. That's where the king lives. We stop in Rabat, this bustling big city, and we keep heading south on the coast to Essaouira, a little port town, absolutely unique, with a small Medina by the sea. You know what the Medinas are, right?
Yes, it's the old towns on this on the old part of town, like downtown, but old part of
Yes.
town. It's built centuries ago, years and years ago, and it has a crazy architecture and design, which is made. It was made definitely for people walking and maybe some donkeys riding around it,
Yes.
not for cars or motorcycles to ride around there.
That's where they have the market, right, for all kinds of stuff. And Essaouira has a small Medina, but very interesting, definitely very interesting to see. They filmed Game of Thrones, some locations in that town, and you get to see it. And from Essaouira, we keep going south. You have experience like fish, fresh fish at lunch on the sand by the beach, made by local fishermen.
That's an experience I've
It's
had.
totally an experience. And you go then to either Tagazout or Agadir, depending on the time of the year. Tagazout is a surfing mecca of
Morocco.
Morocco. Actually, fantastic place for surfing. That's not what we are doing, but it's nice to see. Or Agadir, which is this huge city by the coast. And from there, we go inland. We cross the Atlas for the first time.
And when you cross the Atlas, everything changes, right?
It's totally different. The Atlas are this range of mountains. They have three separate ranges. They are all called Atlas. You have the High Atlas, the Mid Atlas.
The
It's
lower
very
one, yes.
interesting. Yeah. And then we go to Marrakech. Marrakech, nothing much to say about it. It's a magical place, right? It's in the imagination of all people. And we spent 2 nights there. We get to see the big Medina.
The big Medina. It's actually a very sensorial experience going through Medina because not only what you see, but also what you smell, what you touch, everything, and what you hear.
What you
also.
hear.
So
Exactly.
it's a really sensorial experience for everyone that goes there.
So we spend these 2 nights in Marrakech, and then we keep going east to the Sahara. We pass by Bouman Dades, which is also a unique place. Little switchbacks on the canyons. We see the Todra Gorge, these high cliffs, and you ride right between them. And then we sleep in Bouman. The next day, we are moving on eastwards to Merzouga. Merzouga is the start or the end of the Sahara, right? These huge dunes, beautiful colors. We arrived there at the end of the day, the sun is setting. They are glowing in reds and oranges. We are about 30 kilometers away from the border with Algeria. And that's where we park the bikes, Hugo, and we ride camels.
So you change your ride,
We
literally.
change our rides. We don't change the riding gear, but we change the rides. And we ride camels at the sunset to our destination for 2 nights. I hesitate a little to use the words, but it's a luxury camp. Not because it's fancy, but because you have hot water, internet, in tents in the middle of the desert. Amazing foods, Moroccan music by the fire pit, and before you go to bed, you look up at the sky and you're just mesmerized. I've never seen so many stars at once. We have 2 days there. The second day, it's a free day. You can pick your experience. You can ride camels again. You can do 4x4s. You can explore on a 4x4. You can explore the places that make the deserts where the nomads live.
So it's up to you to choose the actual experience that
Yes.
you want to do on that day. Very good. But there's a full book of other things that you actually can
Yes.
fulfill your day, your free day in Merzouga.
Exactly. And from there, we have a long day all the way from Merzouga to Fez. Fez is one of the imperial cities together with Rabat and Marrakech that will be an experience, a sensorial experience. Fez is home of 2 big Medinas, and these Medinas are completely different from the ones in Marrakech. They are large. They are also a little bit touristic, but all the markets are there. You get to see butchers and people preparing iron materials, iron furniture. You get to see the carpenters, the tanneries, where you can buy camel skin
Yes, and one of my
coats.
favorites, the spice vendors. I mean, you get
Yes.
to smell and look at all those bright colors of spices and smell them all. It's just unbelievable.
And it feels like you are back in history for real. It doesn't feel touristic at all. And then 2 days in Fez, and we move on north on the way back to the coast to Chefchaouen. Chefchaouen is called also the Blue City, hilltop
It's an
city.
incredible sight when you walk on Chefchaouen. It's like, wow, is this real? Like
Exactly.
it looks like a dream city.
Yeah. So we sleep there one night, and then the next day we ride on down the Atlas to Tangier. We board the ferry and we are back in Malaga. It's called the full Moroccan experience because it's a full Moroccan experience.
Of course, once again, you have the full, but you have also another option, a shorter one.
Yeah, it's called the Moroccan introduction. You also depart from Malaga. The first part, we sleep in Tangier, but then instead of going alongside the coast, we move straight to Fez. We get to see the Medina. We arrive there a little earlier. We don't get to spend 2 nights in Fez, but we visit Fez and then we keep going south all the way to Marrakech. In Marrakech, we have 2 nights. So you get a full day to experience Marrakech, and from there you go back to the coast. You visit Rabat, the capital, and you move on to Tangier for the ferry. 9 days, an easy experience. Not that the full one is not easy, but it's not as complete. But if you want to know Morocco when you just have a little over 1 week, perfect combination.
That's the way to go.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't have to ask you why go to Morocco. I mean, I know it's a destination for thousands of riders that want to ride their bikes because of that diversity. But if you had to to enlighten something in Morocco, what would you say would be why should you go there?
I would say the immersive experience of getting to know a totally different culture. You visit a Muslim country, which is centuries old. You get to see how they live their lives, how they are proud of themselves. And you get to experience too, Hugo, how much they respect other cultures and other religions. It's a surprise. It's a surprise because you feel at home knowing that you are not at home. I don't know if I can convey it this way, but you feel instantly at home. And at the same time, you are surrounded by camels and by different foods and different smells and different sounds. And you feel at home. That's a combination that I find hard to find anywhere else.